Today's meme of the day is...
We're just built different and we think differently than you do.
Bruh, next time I'm so excited, dude. This is the most hype I have been for a death battle this year.
Would you say it's on par with like what was your most wanted again? I'm trying to remember. It was
Madara Aizen.
Yeah, I was just about to say Madara
from
Aizen.
From a personal level, kind of.
Yeah, so people, the next time, which technically got kind of teased during when they were doing the fundraiser, we're getting, I think they're pronounced Ismahawk, isn't that what they're pronounced?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming back for their third Death Battle episode. It is Blade versus Buffy. Let's freaking go!
You know what's funny? Like, when people...
I hate to be that guy, but... Oh, sorry.
You know what's funny? I forget when exactly this happened, but a lot of people thought this was going to be the Ismahawk ballot episode because of the ballot banner. Because Sam said, and I quote, when he saw Blade versus Buffy, we should get Ismahawk to do that.
I'll be honest, I always thought it was going to be Bullseye versus Deadshot. I mean, it still happens.
I mean, they can pretty much do any, like, Marvel versus DC Street tier fight.
So, yeah, what were you going to say, mate?
I wish I was more excited for this because it was kind of leaked for me by the same source.
Oh my frick.
How did that happen to you?
This same dick who I won't name, was kind of insistent the Ismahawk episode is going to be Blade versus Buffy. So when I heard that, I was like, well, that episode's been spoiled for me, thanks.
Oh my god.
And lo and behold, it is.
Man, I'm really glad I didn't watch any of those videos. But now it's like, oh my god, like, if this person ever does...
It was in a video and a VC.
If this person ever gets called out publicly and they get angry about it, it's like, if you want to do honest predictions, do honest predictions. If you know what future episodes are going to happen, keep it to yourself and stop hiding it behind a lie of predictions.
There's something I could say, but because it might start drama, I'm going to keep it to myself and tell you afterwards.
I mean, if you did
Still,
say it,
that's
I'll
not
just
gonna-
put it out.
So that's not going to slay the hype that I have had for this episode for nearly a decade.
Yeah, so I have a really funny history when it comes to Blade and Buffy. Now, I want you guys to take a guess. Which one of these do you think I was first introduced to?
Buffy.
Yes. However, which Buffy do you think I'm going to talk about?
Comics.
Nope. I'm going to talk about the movie that first
Novels?
the movie that came out before any of those.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if people know this. In 1992, before the TV show came out, there was a Buffy movie. And it was shit. It was perhaps one of the worst films I ever saw as a kid.
Ah, here it is. Released in 1992 with a score of 5.7 according to IMDb.
Yeah, I don't know what the Rotten Tomato score is, so future Bill put it on screen. Yeah, now this film was just utterly... And I even recently rewatched it because, with people predicting Blade versus Buffy for this is when we were predicting the next Halloween episode. And I was like, I haven't watched this film in a long time, let me check it out. Oh no, it's still a shit.
Oh yeah, I called it, didn't I, when we talked about Halloween episodes?
You did, and you didn't need a source who works on Death Battle to tell you. And yeah, so...
Yeah, good on you, Sean.
Yay!
But yeah, so...
They called it legitimately.
And that's the thing as well, many people, whenever they talk about Buffy, it's always the TV shows, comic books, and novels. For me, I'm like, does no one remember the film that came out first? But here's the crazy thing about, Buffy as well. The TV show that came out afterwards was done by Josh Sweden, the same guy who'd inevitably go and do the Avengers.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I think it was Angel, if I recall.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy? Like, this man who would go on to do the Avengers made a pretty sick TV show. I'm sure he can't do anything wrong in the future. Oh, hi, Justice League.
No, you know what else this guy did?
What?
He worked on the original Toy Story.
Yeah. Man, it's such a shame that the last film that his name was attached to was the version of the Justice League. And since then, I've not heard his name spoken ever since. I mean, there's also some drama that actually happened that got revealed as the years went on about the behind-the-scenes stories with Buffy and Josh Whedon. But let's avoid the controversy. But let's first talk about Blade, as that's the first thing. So now with Blade, on the other hand, again, do you guys?
Wait, I have to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did it last longer than Firefly?
The Buffy TV show lasted from 1997 to 2003.
Yeah, it was a really popular show.
So that's...
in fact, technically, it's still going on, if you could believe that. Not as a TV show, though.
In comics, yeah.
And novels. And audiobooks. Seriously, Buffy is still going strong with... Even the actress, I know her first name, Sarah. I can't remember her last name, but...
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, so she has been...
Oh yeah!
She's been doing...
She was in Call of Duty Zombies at one point.
Yeah, she played herself in the map Call of the Dead.
And the only
Yeah, where the boss zombie is George A. Romero himself.
Man, remember when COD Zombies used to be fun? I do. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Surprisingly, Black Ops 6 is still very good, according to Zombies fans.
Well, Zombies fans can go suck a brain. But speaking of sucking...
Oh.
Okay, okay, let's go.
No, I'm just gonna say like, the Zombies crew got a buff recently.
Okay.
But I'll just leave it there.
So, Blade,
a buff.
he's a really cool character.
Funny.
Damn it, mate.
That.
So yes, now similar to Buffy, I bet you guys can't guess what was my introduction to Blade.
The movie?
Nope, it was Spider-Man, the animated series. Yeah, during like the
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, during the 1990s Spider-Man show, you know, the one that retro Spider-Man intro. Yeah, they introduced a lot of like Avengers characters and stuff, and even other side characters like the Wizard, everyone's favorite speedster. And yeah,
It's the server's favorite speedster at this rate.
and yeah, Blade was introduced in the episode when Morbius made his debut, because he mistook Morbius.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he mistook Morbius for a vampire and went, it's Blade in time, and went to hunt him. When he saw teamed up with Spider-Man, he was like, I've got to kill Spider-Man as well now, which... Blade, this is why you needed someone on your earpiece like Punisher, because maybe you needed someone with morals to be like, hey, you know this guy's a hero, right?
Also, I have something I want the episode to reference. Please don't be that phrase.
Death Metal, just to be petty, can you please do that now? Do it, do it, do it, do it.
So, I got introduced to Blade through Marvel Ultimate Alliance. He became my favorite character to play as, so much so I legit got some comics and even the first 3 Wesley Snipes movies of Blade.
Oh yeah, the Wesley Snipes Blade films were good. The first 2, there definitely was not a third one.
Dude, like, just that first scene alone when we meet the character, so iconic.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't a third one with some...
Oh no, we dissed Blade so much
Right.
they killed Mate. No! He was 2 weeks from retirement. You with us, mate? Mate?
Again, wasn't I?
Yeah, your mic went out again. We just and there was definitely not another Blade. I was like, no, mate, he's gone.
So the one
I was
question,
saying
the
there
one
wasn't
thing,
a third movie with behind-the-scenes hatred.
God damn it, you got cut out again. I was starting to think someone is messing with your mic.
well,
You know what? Never mind.
so the thing I've heard is either people are very excited for
Rainbow
this, or
Holiday.
I've heard, or like I have legit seen reactors be like, "Who the f these two?"
Really? there are people who don't know
Yeah.
Buffy and Blade. Like,
Yeah, I
Buffy-
have seen people ask who the fuck these two are.
Okay, Buffy I can kind of make an exception on because she's not as popular as she was during the early 90s and the late 90s and the early 2000s. Blade, on the other hand, I'm like, to quote Wesley Snipes, I'm blind. But yeah, so Blade was a really badass character, and hey, I'm looking forward to see what they're doing with him in Marvel Zombies. That's coming out tomorrow as we're recording this. Future Bill, quickly put down your thoughts on the movie, on the 4-episode Marvel Zombies now.
Alright. I said, alright.
Also, welcome everybody to the classic rematch of America versus Britain. I'm not kidding. Blade was born in Soho, London.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to think how Blade is a London character.
And it's one of the funniest things too. His exact birth date's my actual anniversary.
It was meant to be.
Apparently.
Also, so he's a London. Can't leave that there.
Yeah, he's a true Londoner, all right, especially with the name Blade.
I don't think
come
anything
on.
else needs to be said.
Yeah, I mean, come on, the name's just too perfect for him as a Londoner.
Also, he likes to stab things. A true Londoner. Yeah, so I think what was kind of interesting about it, because I remember when this episode was first talked about, and I'm just like, okay, this is a bit of an interesting one regarding Blade's character, because I do know about Buffy through the TV show as well as the crappy movie at the time. Also, it's just crazy to think how a TV show would never become better than the movie. God damn it, it's like Godzilla all over again. You know, the one with Zilla. And, but yeah, with Blade, it was like, he's kind of always been like a badass character. Like, even during reboots, Blade is like one of the few Marvel characters who's been consistent with every reboot. Like, Spider-Man is just miserable all the time. Paul. And Iron Man's went from a somewhat heroic character to becoming a villain most of the time. Fantastic Four barely exists anymore. Hulk is just a side character. And even Thor's been shown to be racist sometimes. Thankfully, Blade has been consistent. Like, he's like, because Blade has like the most simple characters you could write, but as long as you write him well enough, he's not generic. Like, he's a vampire hunter. Okay, we've seen that before. He's badass. He's got loads of. He's like Batman if he was a true vampire, minus that one time he actually became a vampire, and that time.
Yeah,
And then that
he
time.
also has like a. He also has just a really iconic nickname as far as like Marvel guys are concerned. Like the Daywalker is such a good nickname.
Yeah. And yeah, again, he has a simple name. He's called Blade. Oh, because he wields swords. It's like, okay, yes, it is simple, but at the same time, sometimes simple names are just as effective. Like, you know, Spider-Man, it's a simple name, but you get the idea of the character. Blade's a vampire hunter, he wields a sword. Blade, simple as that. There wasn't as many comic books I've read of Blade at the time, because he's not a character that has like story arcs, as you could say. He's more so like, most of his comic books are like, here's the main threat of your story, it might be a two-parter, you have to fight this character and this character. Just do some cool shit on the way. And also,
Yeah.
his comic books are brutal. Like, there was one comic where he literally rips the fangs out of a vampire, which, well, good luck to that vampire. You're going to have to drink blood through a straw.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if people want to know how he got the name the Daywalker, it was because of an encounter. Speaking of Morbius, with Morbius, specifically the 616 version of Blade, Morbius bites Blade, and their enzymes kind of mix, making Blade a Daywalker, which means that he doesn't really have the traditional vampire weaknesses.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. So similar to the whole Buffy movie thing, many people tend to forget that it's because of Morbius, Blade is, well, Blade. But in a lot of stories, there's like a bit of like, oh.
There goes Nate's Wi-Fi, and he's back.
Okay, let's see if this works better.
Okay, well, we can hear you perfectly fine now.
Okay, so my phone as a hotspot is better than this Wi-Fi.
Oof.
Damn.
That says a lot. But yeah, like, but they have actually do. I guess this kind of contradicts what I said before. There has been some changes to Blade's origin story. Like the original story is because of Morbius that allowed him to kind of, gain the Daywalker abilities. But
well, that's still canon in again 616 version, which is like I think that Marvel's main canon.
Oh yeah, but that's been changed a few times, and like Hulk becoming Immortal Hulk, those sort of things. But there's been times where, and this was even in the Wesley Snipes film as well, a vampire bit his mother while she was pregnant, and well,
specifically, I think that's Lucas Cross.
Yeah, that's the movie version, but in the comic books, it's just a random vampire that got. I was gonna say lucky, but I guess unlucky because you've kind of doomed your whole.
No,
species.
his father in the 616 comics is also Lucas Cross.
Oh, okay, so that's not just a made-up character from the films. Fair enough. But yeah, so his mum was pregnant. He became a vampire, like a half vampire, half human. And I guess that's one thing we should kind of talk about Blade's vampire anatomy, because it's not really magic. The vampires, like, there are some magical vampires in the Marvel universe. I mean, for Christ's sake, there's sorcerers, wizards, spacemen, aliens, gods. Like, of course, there was going to be some magic vampires. A lot of vampires during the early days were kind of like science-y, I guess. Like, they were kind of like a zombie plague in a way, like. But, instead of becoming a mindless zombie eating the flesh of people, don't worry, Marvel would get to that eventually. Funny enough, written by the same guy who done The Walking Dead. I only learned that recently. Vampires were kind of like, oh, you got bitten by a vampire, well, you still got your, humanity, kind of, but now you're a blood-sucking vampire. So, like, holy water, like silver, well, actually, no, silver does work on vampires, it kind of has, like, a deadlier reaction to it, but, like, holy water and, like, stuff like that doesn't, like, magical properties that work on vampires, like garlic and stuff like that, depend on the continuity. It doesn't really work on vampires that much. Like, I think there's literally a comment where a guy tried to scare Blade with a cross and he just smacked it out of his hand. And he just went like, this ain't the movies, kid. I might try and find it just to put it on screen, because that is something that's always been like rent-free in my head. Just Blade just looking at like this cross like, really?
Hey, so at some point shall I give my history with these two?
And chime in with your Blade history.
My exposure to either of them is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Fair enough.
Damn.
That is it.
Okay.
I mean, I've like heard Buffy be referenced in like other media, and I know like of Wesley Snipes' Blade, and someone in the server had an idea for a joke depending on the result, which I'll bring up when we get to that.
Fair enough. I thought you were going to bring up like, oh, I know about these two through like, I don't know, a gacha game on the phone. I was like, okay, fair enough. I bet there is like some game where, oh actually no, Sean, you brought it up. Wasn't there like a game where Buffy and Blade were characters?
Yes, the game Broforce.
Broforce!
They had to call them Braid and Buffy. Due to copyright.
So
and also the whole bro stick. And I think it's fair, since we talked extensively about Blade, it's only fair to give Buffy Summers her time in the sunlight.
So Buffy's an interesting character to talk about because, again, now the TV show actually, if you're more familiar with the TV show than the movie, the TV show starts off referencing how the end of the film ended. So, spoilers for like a nearly 30-year-old film. Actually, I think it's just over 30 now. So Buffy fights off this vampire hive and stuff like that, and their leader, and she sets fire to her school. The movie kind of ends off, we all live happily ever after. Funny enough, the TV show kind of continues on, explaining like, yeah, you're going to be relocated to a new school now because you're clearly crazy. It's like, I don't know what it is. There's something comedic the fact, wow, they actually acknowledge the fact a little girl set fire to a school. It's like, get the hell out of our town. Like that, already the show had me hooked just with that alone. I mean, I was already hooked on the show as a kid, so I used to watch it with my sister a lot. But when I was rewatching it after the film, I was like, that is just funny. And also, her handler at the time, Giles, people, if you've watched Little Britain, you might recognise him for being the Prime Minister during the early seasons, as well as doing the intros.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in fact, they even referenced Buffy in it. And like, I think it was when he was doing like, there was an episode where the Prime Minister was doing like a cabinet meeting, and they're like, here the Prime Minister is here to discuss politics or something like that. And to be honest, I don't know what his actual name is. I just know him from Buffy. What's even ironic is that's him doing the narration as well, so it's like, that's even funnier to me. And also, people, if you love British jokes, boy, does this show constantly make jokes about Giles being British. Not in a cringe way.
It's Britain versus America.
Yeah. But this is something interesting, because the film, Buffy starts off fighting, well, vampires, hence the name, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, really? I thought she was fighting werewolves.
Funny enough, she would eventually fight werewolves, mermaids, gods, demons, minotaurs, a squid creature, tiny bugs that go into your brain. I'm like... In fact, literally, most of Season 1, even though the main antagonist is like a leader of vampires, most episodes she's fighting all sorts of random monsters. I'm like... Okay, there was a lot more monsters she fought than I realised. As a kid, I just always remember when she fought the vampire episodes. Oh, especially the Spike episodes. Like, if you're a Buffy fan, Spike was your favourite character by default. Like, like, he was the best character in the show. But this is also something kind of interesting about Buffy as well. Unlike Blade, where either A, it was Morbin time that made him into a vampire, or, you know, bad luck where his mama bit off more than she could chew, Buffy just kind of got her powers, because it's both kind of lucky and unlucky. So basically there's this prophecy that a girl will possess the powers of the Slayer, which gives her enhanced strength, reflexes, and all sorts of abilities. And it's just random. Like, one moment you're just a normal girl, suddenly you can catch a knife without even reacting to it, like in the first film where her first handler was like, you're the Slayer, watch. Throws a knife and she just catches it without any effort. It's just like, wow, it's a good thing that you managed to know that was the Slayer. It would have been awkward if she wasn't.
You're the Slayer, throws a knife, stabs her in the eye.
It's like,
And before people say anything, no, Buffy's not a Mary Sue. Like, at all.
yeah, it's just one of those cases where the prophecy, you know, just said, hey, you got these powers now. But we'll go back in time when we talk about the crazy feats that these two have, because Buffy is... Oh my god, when I continued reading on after I finished the show, oh my god, Buffy does some crazy shit.
There's one I heard about a couple years back, which I will ask about.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, so...
By the way, I've got like half an hour until I've got to go.
Yeah, it'll probably be like half
Fitting.
an hour. Then we'll
So
wrap
do
this
I.
up. But yeah, so...
like,
Yeah, sure, you go ahead.
Buffy is a really good icon for late 90s or 2000s, though. She's been through so much. She's had so many friends, she's had so many enemies, and she's done a lot of
And she also had a really amazing tie-in video game, which, funny enough, they got most of the voice actors for that game, but they never got Buffy as a voice actor, I kid you not.
Probably due to other projects Sarah had to do at the time.
Oh yeah, she was working on a film.
Like on zombies.
Oh no, this was during the original Xbox era.
No, wait.
Yeah,
you know
it
what
was
came out
just-
during that time? The original live-action Scooby-Doo movies, and Sarah was Daphne.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, underrated films. And
Yeah,
Sarah
she-
definitely had her moments.
Yeah. But no, there's a lot of cool stuff that Buffy has done, and like when you talk about like badass women in fiction, Buffy's like a top 10 for a lot of people when it comes to like the shows and everything.
You just know, she came up these days with like nothing changed in the story. It's exactly the same as it would have been like 30 years ago. You know that people would have called it woke.
Honestly though, the show still holds up pretty well, despite it being nearly 20 years old.
Some of the fight choreography
Sadly-
is a bit dated. To some extent.
I was just going to say, sadly, Bill, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Like, I will say, early season 1 and season 2, fight choreography was pretty mid, but as the show went on, the fight choreography got better, because Sarah actually did her own stunts a lot of the time. Yeah, she even did, like, martial arts training to kind of get, like, into the habit of, like, well, throwing her legs around, because surprisingly, she does a lot of roundhouse kicks. She would make Peter proud.
Yeah, but, like, for people who've never seen either Buffy or Blade, prepare for pure badassery.
Yeah, okay, so I guess regarding this matchup, so when I first heard about this matchup, I was, my brain rot early first debate in mind was like, well, Marvel's clearly more overpowered than Buffy. Surprisingly, both these two are not as simple vampire hunters as you may think.
Yeah, no, people are underestimating both of these combatants.
Yeah. I mean, I know Blade gets, like, the Marvel street tier scaling. I also heard he apparently has, like, herald weapons or something.
Yeah. I think even at one point he got Gore's butcher weapon at one point. I mean, it wasn't for a long time, but he used it. And also, he's also competed with some of the Avengers, such as like Wolverine, the Captain America, and has somehow managed to even defeat Jean Grey at one point. I'm just like, how?
Yeah, the man to help combat against stuff like the Phoenix Force, Thanos, and even Null.
Yeah, and I'm just like, are you sure you're just a vampire hunter? It's like, yeah, Blade is not simple. But the thing that Blade definitely has going for him, a lot of guns and a lot of swords.
I feel like Boomstick's gonna like him.
Yeah. Like, if you can think of a sword that's ever existed, Blade has wielded it. He's quite an old person, it might surprise you.
Considering he was, according to the comics, he was born in the 1920s, like the late 1920s.
Yeah, again, depend on continuity.
Right. I specifically point out 616 when I say that.
But yeah, like Blade also like he has all the enhancements of vampire, super strength, super speed, healing, and stuff like that. But none of the weaknesses of vampires. Not even Silver. It's like, damn. It's like this guy's living on cheat mode. Like he plays Minecraft on God mode. I don't need to eat, sleep. Well, I mean, he does need to sleep, actually. He still, gets tired and stuff like that. But it's more so like, oh, you stabbed me in the heart with a silver dagger? Psst. Drop. The vampire's like, oh, I've misjudged my situation. But he's also freakishly strong. Like, okay, he's not, like, tearing buildings down during his fights. But he managed to take a punch from the Hulk, and he just got back up immediately. Now, granted... Yep. I don't think Hulk was punching at his full strength, I'll give him that. But, given the fact the weakest Hulk punch we've ever seen can still level a skyscraper, yeah, that's still he could still tank more of a hit than any one of us combined. And again, similar to keeping up with characters, like, yeah, he's managed to hit light speedsters like Quicksilver, and, if we wanted to go with, like, Spider-Man, which people kind of debate as a light speedster, but he's kept up with characters like that, so I think it's valid. Oh, and also, he was one of the few characters that can actually hurt Deadpool and even cut through his healing factor. I mean, I don't know how you cut through a healing factor, but he's done it.
Yeah, however that works.
He's a sword guy, remember? He probably wielded that one sword Deadpool had against Deathstroke.
Oh.
What? No.
All the carbonate. Wait, in that Kills the Marvel Universe comic, is that where he got it from?
No, he never wielded that sword. He basically managed to damage him enough that Deadpool was struggling to heal. He was aiming for, like, precision strikes, so it's like...
Oh, okay.
Sure. I mean, that's kind of bullcrap and kind of defeats the whole point of Deadpool's powers, but sure. I'm like, wait, by that logic, does that mean his cancer's killing him right now? Never acknowledged. It's just one of those cases where, comic book writers are writing where this character's got to be a badass, so we got to have him beat the other badass character. Like, Punisher resistant to penance there, that sort of.
Yeah.
But
there's also been times where Blade kept up with Moon Knight, and not just like the actual guy Moon Knight, but freaking Khonshu.
Yeah, and funny enough, he's Moon Knight in the Marvel Zombies TV show, so it all comes full circle.
With such an epic fight scene, I cannot wait to watch when I get home.
Yeah, also, people tend to think Moon Knight's just basically Batman with slightly human strength. No, Moon Knight is both crazy, but he's also a crazy fighter. I mean, hell, even Taskmaster is terrified of Moon Knight. Yeah, the moment a guy that is not afraid to throw down the Avengers is like, I ain't fighting that guy, you know he's a serious bastard. The fact Taskmaster's literally like, nope. Like, I'll do any job, but not against Moon Knight. Yet Blade is willing to go toe-to-toe with that guy, and really shows that he has some big... Like, that should be his real weakness. How the hell does Blade move so fluently while trying to carry those massive balls of his?
Could be surprised, but Buffy is no one to scoff at either.
No, like, oh my god, 'cause when I read through comic books, I was like, okay, she's probably done some things, like, you know, everyone knows that image where she's holding up a freight train over her head, because Buffy was meant to die at some point. How the Slayer works is once they die, the power passes over to the next girl. Buffy technically died, but then she got revived, but because, you know, the burden of, like, the Slayer went towards another girl, Buffy was kind of free from the inedible death curse. I mean, you could also chalk that up to, you know, writers wanting to make more money.
True.
And yeah, basically the power basically gets stronger every day that she exists. Like, hey, I'm strong enough to smash titanium. Hey, in the next few days, I'm going to be strong enough to smash through vampirananium or something. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Speaking of
She just gets
smashing...
fast. Oh yeah, I guess we were never
Yes.
going to talk about the Sean of
Yeah.
the honors.
So-
Paige, do you want to do it?
So,
What's your question, buddy?
a while back, before Omni-Man Homelander was revealed, one of the crew gave a hint, upcoming episode, that they had to research a sex feat. And people were speculating, Buffy. Can't you
Yes.
explain?
So, I believe she was having intercourse with Spike, and it was either a mountain or a graveyard that they shook. They've done it multiple times, to be fair.
They did it.
So, like,
They did it in a construction site in a building.
that too. Yeah, the two of them having sex is that powerful.
That it collapsed the building right on top of them.
And guess what? They were fine.
Yep.
Okay, so Buffy's stronger than Homelander.
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, listen, she is definitely beating Homelander because, oh my god. So, okay, yeah, the whole freight train thing, yeah, she lifted that over her head. Okay, that's impressive. Nothing that's, you know, Spike's main interest, like, oh, how does she compete with Blade? Oh, how about that time she rewrote the universe? Eh? Or, hey,
Okay, so this is complicated.
oh, also she can fly now, and she has a healing factor, and she can read minds, she can resist mind and soul manipulation. I'm like, what?
Okay, so the whole universe thing. Let me bring this up real quick. No, Buffy did not do this all on her own.
No,
People forget that.
she did have some part in that, though. Like, even if
It is specifically described as, technically she created Twilight with Angel.
yeah, but even if you want to assume like they both did a fair share, that's impressive. Like,
Yeah. Also, like, depending on how big the Buffy universe is, like, say if it's infinite, I'd have to go for Superman 2. What's half of infinity? Infinity.
I thought you were
No,
waiting
I
for us to
believe-
respond.
Well, considering most of the time Buffy's universe is based off normal America, because she was born in Los Angeles, I would assume it's the same
Wait,
as
hold
ours.
on. The universe is based off America.
I was gonna say, like, Sean, you know the universe is definitely.
Okay,
bigger
where did
than
that-
America.
Wow, Sean.
Worded that wrong, but considering
Wow.
I meant
You're
Where
like
did
that
I wrong?
one YouTube comment I got where he said, "This is America."
I worded it wrong, I will admit.
Oh, sorry,
But I believe the
Buffy
Buffyverse.
I thought it was gonna be more.
But I believe the Buffyverse, as it's quoted as, is based off our actual universe.
Yeah. Well, there's actually also a Buffy multiverse. Like, there was a universe where Buffy has been, well, Buffying for so long that she's an old lady and she's still kicking off. This isn't part of the main continuity. This is like a separate continuity, which I was like, oh, okay. I thought this was like a final comic book, because it turns out, oh no, this is just an alternative. I think originally it was going to be the final comic book, but then they realised we want to still make money, so they're like, no, separate universe.
And Buffy's also has quite unique weaponry as well.
Oh yeah, like a water gun that shoots holy water and a flamethrower. That was in the video games. It's hilarious. As well as a silver, like, it's this really cool blade. It's like a double-edged blade from the game. I'll put it on screen where you can throw it like a.
You mean the blessed sword?
I don't think that was it. It was in the Xbox original game where it was like this, like, think of it like kind of like the swords in like Halo, but it's more like it's like a disc blade actually from Predator. It's kind of like that. You can throw it and it would decapitate people's heads. Trust me, it comes in real handy against bosses.
I think. I know in Deadpool and Wolverine, Blade has a similar weapon.
Maybe actually.
But Buffy's biggest weapon that I think if people want to know, it's actually the Slayer Scythe. It's called the Scythe.
Yeah, because Blade has a kind of a similar like magic sword that basically it's like an insta kill against vampires. Like, it doesn't have to strike anywhere vital. Just the moment it slashes you, you're dead. I cannot remember the name of the sword. Bill put it on screen. Yeah, Buffy has something similar. So they both.
Yeah, specifically this
question: has Blade been hit by that sword?
I
believe. I know there were some swords that he had to go get, like the Sword of Twilight or Luna Light, one of those two. We had to face the wielder of that in order to claim it.
Yeah, but I think.
Yeah, it's just because I was thinking if he'd been hit by that sword, which is a guaranteed kill on a vampire just by touch, then there's argument to say he could survive Buffy's equivalent.
Oh no, because this weapon doesn't specifically kill vampires or anything like that. It's just a really powerful sword. Or it's
yeah, this is definitely going to be a lot of weapons for folks to pay attention to, because there's a lot for both Blade and Buffy have in their arsenal.
Well, not even just bringing up like that sort of thing. There was also something else I was quite surprised by, because this one I didn't know about, so I haven't read this specific comic book. So, like, if Blade is running low on energy, because he can actually use up all his strength in one battle, one of his unique features being a vampire is that he can drain the blood of either other vampires, humans, or animals and regain his strength instantly. I was thinking, well, Buffy doesn't really have that going for her, so that should be like an instant win, really. Like, especially if Blade is stronger, which apparently I've learned that. No, Buffy's definitely stronger. I can definitely agree with that. But yeah, it turns out when this is like in another comic book. Again, I haven't read it myself, so it could be complete bullshit from a respect thread. When Buffy had her blood drained, this isn't with Angel or anything like that. This is in like a further story. Trust me, she gets her blood sucked a lot in the series. Yeah, she could just basically refill her blood like instantly. So it's like,
well, to be
oh
fair,
my god,
Blade
it's like that $1 million butt scenario.
yeah.
There's also the serum. There's a serum Blade also has on this person that help kind of rejuvenates him as well.
Yeah. So yeah, if Blade's like, haha, I drained all your blood. You did? Oh, I still feel peachy. It's like, oh. So it's. I wonder if this will end with like both are seemingly like it's definitely gonna come down to who can endure the fight the longest. And
so.
Yeah,
I
was going to say, we should probably also wrap this section up, because we're coming up to the end of this, and I have some announcements, and you guys have got to go places, so... Yeah, Buffy and Blade are both more powerful than I realised. Especially the fact they both got magical swords that allow them to fight against, like, powerful beings. And the fact that these guys goes up against gods, demon hunters as well as, like, well, Blade goes up against the Avengers. Buffy has literally gone up against actual God, it's like, as you do, and Satan at one point. And herself.
Yeah, Buffy gets nuts, guys.
And herself, who's also a robot. Don't ask. Oh, and also one time she came out as bisexual and had sex with someone as they were shrunken down into a dollhouse. It was funny. It's like, well, we're tiny. We have to wait until this magic wears off. Let's bang. What's with vampires and sex a lot?
I think it's like a common trope of love or something for vampires to feel love after being alone for thousands of years.
Oh, that's actually kind of depressing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't spawn a bad book or movie series.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so honestly, I was thinking to myself, alright, Buffy's definitely stronger. Maybe Blade's faster. But it turns out Buffy has been able to dodge like light speed attacks and heck, even managed to dodge a beam of sunlight. It's like, oh damn. And this sunlight was like, let's say enhanced where it would incinerate the moment it touched her. I'm like, oh damn, she literally dodged a beam of light. It's like, okay, no, she's definitely faster. I think it's going to definitely come down to more so their weaponry and endurance. Because if Blade can endure anything Buffy throws at him, he might be able to get a win with, especially with his magic swords and all. Like, he definitely has the more high-techy gadgets. Like, Buffy's weaponry are more so, like, either primitive or... I don't know, there was that one episode when this god he had this curse where he can't be slain by any weapon made by man. Buffy goes, yeah, that was back then. This is now. Pulls up an RPG, and the guy's like, what does that do? And just blows him up. It's like, it's so good. It's like, well, hey, she found a work.
Okay. When I heard that, I thought you were about to use the same thing that killed the Lich King in Lord of the Rings.
No, it was just... It was just more so like, oh yeah, they specifically meant every weapon made in that time. It's the fact that his final words are like, what does that do?
So, I have my prediction made up, but I'll let Bill finish.
Yeah, so I feel like Blade has more high-techy, like, almost like Batman level of gadgets. Like a sun bomb, a bomb that shoots sunlight. It's like, that's not how sunlight works, but sure. Comes in handy when there's loads of vampires. But I also think with Buffy having almost like godlike magic on her side, including like healing abilities, potions, like holy water's not going to help her out in this fight. Because again, one, Blade's immune to holy water, to vampire stuff like silver and stuff like that, and holy water doesn't really work the same way as it does on Blade because he's not really like a magical vampire. But with being stronger and stuff like that, and the whole, you know, magic stuff and almost godlike powers, I gotta give this to Buffy, which I never thought I'd actually say when this matchup was first said. I was always more of a Blade guy.
Okay.
Like, I think Buffy is definitely gonna take this victory, and like, okay, fighting experience, Blade has this. Like, I'm just gonna say.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but because the fact Buffy's fought beings that are even older than her with combat experience, it's like, okay, yeah, that's not too much of a factor. So yeah, I gotta give this to Buffy, man. She has so much going for her: magic, healing, flight. She can also fly now. Just don't ask. She can just do that now. I will say, some later comic books, she does become a Mary Sue at certain moments, but it has so many what the fuck moments that I forgive it. Sean, what do you say?
Buffy's biggest advantage is most likely going to be the strength factor, but she's nowhere nearly as skilled as Blade is, and Blade can resist pretty much everything basic in her arsenal, which is just common vampire killing tools. And while I don't really buy the whole speed argument, especially because Blade's kept up with Cosmic Ghost Rider.
That is also true, actually. So speed is probably...
So I don't really buy... So, yeah, but with his weapons, armor that can survive all of Buffy's weapons, and his skills, I'm going for Blade.
Oh god, am I the tiebreaker?
Right,
I'm also very biased towards Blade.
What are you going to go for, mate? The Booty Vampire Slayer or the Bladey Vampire Slayer?
I honestly don't know. Part of me wants to say Blade purely because comic book character, he probably has some bullshit, but Buffy has comic books too, which are also bullshit. That and Marvel and DC haven't been doing so well this year. Okay, you know what? I actually forgot about Hulk.
And heck, if you count Bruce, then technically they gain 2 wins.
I don't count that. I also will admit I don't really have any stakes in this fight. Stakes. One thing I do want to hear referenced is just the line, "Some motherfuckers trying to ice skate uphill."
Yes, please.
Like, the one movie appearance is all I've really experienced of either character. I want that line referenced.
And I guess to briefly kind of talk about this, I'm also excited for another live action death battle because I feel like those are really underrated fights. So I feel as though people try and expect them to be like Torian level episodes, but I'm like, guys, look at the characters they're doing, man. They're still good episodes.
Also, apparently Ismahawk have like a dedicated gore person.
Ooh, interesting.
So, yeah, this fight is going to be appropriately bloody.
I mean, it's fitting given the theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your final say?
I don't really know who I'm going with.
Flip a coin!
I don't have one on me.
Also, we stopped that trend, Sean. Stop trying to bring a dead trend back. Otherwise, I'll bring a trend you don't want to hear again.
Okay, hypothetically, if Buffy wins, one joke someone sent in the server that I would actually find hilarious if they said it. Again, assuming if Buffy wins, someone just goes, "Huh, Wesley was right, there is only one blade."
Ah, damn it, that was my joke.
Oh, that was yours? Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was mine.
You stole Sean's joke.
I said someone in the server said it!
You'll hear from his lawyer.
I never said it was my joke.
Mate, it's fine. It's cool. I give you permission. You're good. No lawyers needed.
Yeah, he's not Nintendo. Don't worry about it.
Oof.
So I guess you're going for Buffy? Question mark?
I honestly don't know.
Do you just want to leave it at that? Because we do need to...
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't know.
Okay, well, so mate doesn't know. I'm going for Buffy. Sean's going for Blade.
We have a dead tie on lads.
This is the most split we've been on a podcast.
Indeed. But speaking of splits, unless you guys have any final says you want to quickly get out.
I'm just really hyped for this episode, man.
Yeah, same here. I cannot wait. And it's coming out in my favourite month.
Perfect.
I'll just say leaks suck.
Leaks do suck. Unless it's a bloody leak. Actually, no, those do also kind of suck. I've had a blood leak on my arm.
Yeah.
It's not nice.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'll tell that story another time off camera, so I don't want to discuss the viewers. But something I will have to announce to viewers, because there won't be a third topic this time, because we're kind of on the schedule. Sean's got work, mate's on holiday, I'm doing something.
Bill's gonna go see Bernadette.
No, she's coming over on Friday. Well, it was Friday we record this.
That's when I head back, by the way.
Nice. But one thing I will be announcing, I will not be available pretty much all of next month, especially for the lads discussion of the next time. Because I'm going to be away as well soon. So, yep, once again, Sean and mate are taking over the lads discuss death battle section with hopefully a good guest to fill the role.
Alright, I guess we'll start hosting auditions.
You guys gotta do like a skit where you just interview different like guests and each one of them does terrible till you get
Oh,
to
you know what? Sean, should we do that as like a server thing?
Do you not, yeah,
That might be a good idea, actually.
do you not think, there you are. So I'm gonna try and get this episode out either tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna be available for the next Lads Discuss. Of course though, the one thing I will announce, I have loads of Billy William videos on the way at the moment. There's going to be a Jaru build discussion that comes out at the start of October. Me playing another dinosaur horror game leading up to that. as well as some more Curse of Strahd videos, as well as my big Halloween episode. So be sure to stick around for those, and I guess if we have nothing else to say, shall we do our outros?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good.
Fair enough. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to share the video around, keep the channel growing, and hey, why not join our Discord? As these guys are saying, you could potentially be the replacement host while I'm gone. If you join our Discord and participate in the event. When that will be announced, I'll leave that up to Sean. He's usually the event guy.
Indeed, I am.
Alright, with all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. Farewell, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I still question, how does a vampire bang?